Hello everyone, my name is Kritika and once again I welcome all of you to Zen Study where every day we are trying to make education imaginative. So our today's topic is about an incident which is very disturbing and shameful and it has put into question the entire recruitment process of UPSC and has directly affected the civil services community. I'm sure you would have guessed it right. We are going to talk about the case of Ms. Pooja Khedkar. Now, Ms. Pooja Khedkar is currently a trainee IAS officer, and recently she has found herself in the midst of a controversy that involves forgery and scam of her documents, the documents which she has put or which she had submitted for her UPSC Civil Services recruitment examination. So we will talk about this entire incident that has happened involving the major stakeholders, and we will be putting the one very important point, which is morality, into question. So we will talk about the various stakeholders who are involved in this issue and how their actions have directly or indirectly affected this entire system. Our first stakeholder in this case would definitely be Ms. Pooja Khedkar, and how her constant actions has shown her sheer misuse of power and her greed for attention and power. The entire matter started with the case where she demanded for special treatments in terms of residence, ordeals, and a separate office. Now we have to keep this in mind that she is just a trainee IAS officer. She is on the period of probation. After UPSC selects you, after you get selected, your name comes in that merit list on the rank list, you are given a 2 years training. You have to go through a rigorous training procedure. You go to Labasna. Then after that, you get posted in a particular cadre where you again go through certain rigorous trainings. And these trainings go for a period of 2 years. After that, you have to give an examination. If you pass that examination, only then are you eligible to be called as a civil servant. Before this, you are just into probation. Your candidature might get cancelled if you do not pass that particular exam. So Ms. Khedkar currently was on probation. So probationary officers are not given these benefits or these facilities. But she tried to misuse her power and she demanded for those facilities forcefully. Now, this entire question comes that why was she doing this and what was going on in her mind currently that she was trying to misuse her power? We start from the very beginning. She has secured a rank of 821 in her civil services exams, which was held in 2021. And she got this rank on the basis of a reservation or a quota. She got it through her quota and she had submitted a certificate of OBC non-creamy layer. And as well as she had submitted a PWBD certificate, which is of physically disabled, and she has claimed two facilities on this from this certificate. One was she claimed that she is visually impaired, and secondly, she is mentally ill. She suffers from claustrophobia. So UPSC had conducted the exams. She had passed her exams based on those particular documents which she had provided. And apart from after that, after she had passed the exams, UPSC had called her 6 times for the document verification. But repeatedly, she had stayed away or she had abstained from like producing herself and giving those valid documents, because UPSC tries to cross question you. UPSC will always verify those documents before giving you that services. But she had repeatedly, initially she said that she was suffering from COVID. Then she said that she's claustrophobic, so she cannot attend the MRI scanning procedure. So these were the issues that had happened, and this has put the entire system into question, that how was she able to abstain from that entire procedure, and why wasn't her candidature cancelled in the very beginning? The second stakeholders in this case would definitely be her parents. Why her parents? Because since generations, her family has been into bureaucracy. Her grandfather was a bureaucrat. Her father was himself an IAS officer, a grade A officer. Her mother is currently a sarpanch of a village in Maharashtra. and her father had contested the 2024 Lok Sabha elections from a seat in Maharashtra. So from this we know that she comes from quite powerful family who has been into this system of bureaucracy. So they knew all the loopholes, they knew all the ways by which they could ensure that their daughter gets into this system, and they can make use of the loopholes, they can break all these barriers, and they can ensure that the daughter is getting a seat in the civil services examination. So again, the question of morality comes here, that after spending so many years into the service, such an esteemed service, this was what did they give to their daughter? Were they not able to inculcate that sheer level of ethics? They were not able to inculcate that little level of morality into their daughter. Why did the need arise that she had to resort to such means to get into that civil service examinations? The next stakeholders that come into this matter are UPSC and the DOPT, Department of Personnel and Training. Now, UPSC is merely a selecting body. Its work is like they have a particular procedure. They have certain set of recruitment exams. You are supposed to go through all those levels. And if the UPSC considers that you are eligible to be given that post, they will recommend your name to the DOPT. DOPT is the main agency that allocates cadres and services to you. So when we go through all these procedures, when we go through all these steps, we have to present our documents at each and every steps. As you know that you have to fill your DAF, in which you have to mention your income, in which you have to mention about your disabilities. You have to mention about if you get certain quota or not. You belong to the general category or you belong to some specified special categories. So, and each and every part you have to present your documents. So where was the lacuna that such an esteemed body of DOPT and UPSC, they missed that entire system, and she was constantly able to go through each and every step. Now it is very interesting to note that in 2019 also she had given her exams, and she has received a rank in which she was given the IRS services. But her candidature was on hold, like her candidature was withheld because of these documents itself. So how did this happen that in 2021 this candidature was again approved and she was given the rank of IAS? Why we are putting this question again and again? Because the major stakeholders in this case are the students or the aspirants. Every year, 10 lakh aspirants appear for this exam with a hope, with a dream that one day they will be able to enter the bureaucracy and will be able to be a part of the system so that they'll be able to serve the nation. So it is a big mockery and a big slap on all the sacrifices that they are making, because students sacrifice a lot of their talents, major part of their adulthood, so many years into preparation for these services. And after this, if systems like this come out, if flaws like this come out in the system, so it becomes a big mockery and a big joke to their entire sacrifice and their entire preparation strategies. So we have to think about what went wrong, where the entire system lacked, and we will have to think for ourselves about how do we deserve justice. Because definitely the taxpayers' money has been wasted. If people like this are coming into services, what is going to be the future of this country? This is a question that has to be put into mind. And from this whole perspective, the question of morality and ethics comes into mind. So as if civil servants who go through such difficult recruitment procedures, you have to write one GS paper 4, which is completely on ethics and morality. So if you're educated, if you're going through so many rigorous recruitment procedures, and still if you're able to develop certain loopholes, and come up with various ways by which you can cheat. You're not just cheating on yourself, you're not just cheating with UPSC, but you're cheating with all the millions of people who are paying taxes, as well as, and the most important one are the aspirants who are every day preparing, who are striving each and every day to make their efforts matter. So what should be our next step? And as aspirants, what should we lose hope in our preparation and give up on preparing? The answer would definitely be no, because we have to understand that the people like these, they make use of the loopholes. So UPSC and DOPT will definitely have to come up with certain more strict procedures and more strict verification processes. And for aspirants, we have a message that you should have faith in your preparation. You should have faith in our legal and judicial services system. So if she is wrong, if Miss Pooja Khedkar is wrong, she will definitely go through she will be detained. And also the question of some other civil servants has also come, and their recruitment is also being questioned. So we should not get into such controversies as of now. And for the time being, we should definitely focus on our upcoming exams. So I hope you have gone through this entire news, but do not get demotivated with these news, and focus on your preparation, and let Zen Study help in your UPSC journey. Thank you.